Hello, my name is Jason Johnson, amateur radio operator, Kilo 3, Juliet Sierra Juliet, and today I want to talk with you a little bit about emergency communications. Have you considered the importance and the reliance we have on email, text messages, and cell phones for our normal everyday conversations and communications with friends and family? What happened? What would happen if these networks would go down? How would you communicate with someone? As an amateur radio operator, there's a service that's available to you, and it's called WinLink. It's available to operators with a technician's class license at a minimum. And today I want to talk about how you can use this service to send messages to other people. You can send messages over the internet. You can also send messages to other amateur radio operators without even using the internet. And that program is called WinLink. One fun activity that you can do is participate in a weekly net that meets every Wednesday, and you can check into that network using the WinLink program to send an email message. And this email message does not go over the internet or your cell phone. It actually goes over to your radio. To find out more about the WinLink Wednesday net, you can go to their webpage at what I've shown here. And essentially every Wednesday you send a message to the net control operator, and you essentially check in with your name, your location, and the mode of communication that you used. And I'll talk a little bit more about that in a bit. And for every week that you check in, you get credit. And then once you have checked in 100 times to the net, the actual will mail you a certificate for the WinLink Wednesday Century Club. So here you can see the Century Club certificate I received after checking in 100 times with the network. So let's go ahead and get started, and I'll talk a little bit about the WinLink program. So WinLink, as I said, is a service available to amateur radio operators. It lets you send email messages to others using your radio. This is a service that you do have to sign up for, and once you sign up and register your call sign, you get a program that you install, and it looks like a normal email client that most of us are used to for Outlook, for example. So you have your messages received. You also have folders that you can use to file your messages. And then finally, there's a variety of different ways that you can send these email messages to other people. If you do have a computer connected to the internet, you can use Telnet to send a message. But if, for example, maybe the internet is down, your network is down, you have a variety of different modem types that you can use to communicate, to send your email message. And for now, I'm just going to go over one particular type of modem. That's called the Vera FM modem. I will be using my 2-meter radio to send the message. So what I'll do is I'll go ahead and start a new message to check into WinLink. Every week there's a different type of check-in message that you can use. Sometimes it's a simple one-line message to check in. Other times they want your check-in as well as weather. For this particular week, they want a particular file called a form. There's a standard ICS form, and I'm just going to go ahead and open this up. I'm not going to go through all the details of it, but essentially what I do is I select a template, and I want the ICS 213 form. And then what this will do is it'll load a standard template that I can fill out to check into the net. I've already saved the values I've used in previous weeks to check in. And I'll go ahead and load my values. So as you see, once I loaded the template, it populates information. So this incident that I'm referring to is the WinLink Wednesday. The message is going to net control from me, K3BWA, a net participant. The subject of the message is going to be WinLink Wednesday check-in. And then here is the message that I'm going to send to them. It's a one-line message with my call sign, name, city, county, state, and finally the mode that I'm going to use to check in. I'm going to update this because I'm going to check in over Vera over 2-meter frequency. I have the GPS coordinates of my home, And then finally what I need to do is click on this field and update the date and the time for my check-in. Once I've completed this form, I go ahead and click Submit and click OK. And I go back to my WinLink. Sorry about that. Go back to my WinLink program. And as you'll notice, it's filled out my message here with the values I had on that web form. Now all I have to do is go ahead and paste the destination address. This is a call sign of who I want to send the message to, KN4LQN, who's the net control operator. I go ahead and post this in my outbox, and as you'll notice, now I can look in my outbox and I have the message ready to be delivered. So now I have a message, I'm ready to check into the WinLink net. So in order to do that, I have to select the type of link that I want to use to send my message. And for today, I'm going to go ahead and check in over the Vera FM, which is my 2-meter radio connection. So I will open my session. And what you'll notice here is there's a value that I need to fill in terms of what station I want to connect to. So I have a couple favorite stations I've saved that are local to my area. I'm going to connect to the N3XL-10 station, and the frequency is 145.090 megahertz. So that is, when I make a connection, that's the station I'm going to connect to. But before I connect, I want to go ahead and make sure that station is online and available. So I'm going to go ahead and ping that station, N3XL-10, and select a ping. And it shows that my station and his, we have a connection, and I have good signal strength on my side, slightly on the edge on the other direction. And then you also will have noticed over on this side the actual the bits that shows a kind of a with I and Q, I guess what this would be, like the constellation points for the particular modem. So now that I have successfully verified the station is online and I can reach the station, I'm going to go ahead and connect to N3XL and send my message. So I'll start my session and I'll click Connect. And you'll notice that the station is connecting. You see these different points, which indicate the bits being transmitted across the network. The radio dials show the quality of various metrics. So I have signal noise ratio, transmit delay, CP utilization, and also the incoming audio level. This shows the number of bits per second that I'm transmitting at. You'll notice here it's 566 bits per second. And finally, there's a progress bar that shows the where I'm at in the transmission. So I'm almost finished sending this particular message. And that's it. The message has gone through. So let's go ahead and take a look real quick at mute the modem there. So let's take a look at the session. So you can tell the first line says I'm connected to a particular gateway, the N3XL-10 station. It gives a date and time and the frequency. This is what comes back from that station. It's essentially a banner that says it's the Prince George's County Aries Vera Gateway. It's located here in Bowie, Maryland, a couple miles from my home. This is the version of the gateway, and then also some just standard information. This is the particular message ID that was sent, and then once it was completed, it gives me metrics of I sent one message. It was 1,699 bytes. It took 35 seconds to send the message, and it was 2,867 bytes per minute. So The nice thing about sending messages over FM is you can generally get fast transmissions through the network over the radio. You can also use HF, but the speed will really depend upon the signal strength between your station and the other. So that is a very high-level overview of the WinLink program and how you can use it to send a message. I'd encourage you to check out the WinLink Wednesday net, and if you have your 2-meter station, work to get WinLink and to set that up. It's a nice way to check your station out to make sure that your station is in operation, because we never know when there may be an emergency, and it's good to verify that we can communicate with others whenever the network may be down. The last thing I'll mention is this particular message goes to the N3XL station and will be sent over the internet to that particular operator, this net control. You're also able through WinLink to send messages peer-to-peer. And what that means is essentially you can send a message between your station and another station without any connection to the internet that goes directly to that individual. There's also another mode called radio-only mode. And what that essentially does is the nodes on the WinLink network can operate without having a connection to the internet. So you can deliver the message to a gateway, and then your other station you want to communicate with can log into that gateway and retrieve the message. So it is a great service, WinLink is, to be able to have communications from your radio to others on the internet, as well as other amateur radio operators. So I hope that you found this video helpful, and if you'd like to learn more about WinLink, please, you can contact me or another member of the K3BWA club, and please definitely check out the WinLink Wednesday net. This has been K3JSJ. Thank you for tuning in, and I hope you have a great afternoon.